Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stacking League. I'm your host, Kian Lynch, and today we're going to be doing quite an interesting event. It's going to be called Cutthroat. So we have three stackers here, Tim Brown, Josh McKenzie, and Chris Engelbert, and they're going to be competing in the 3-6-3. So how this works is we're going to be having Tim Brown as our first stacker who's going to be setting the baseline time. Now, usually we would give him one attempt and maybe a grace attempt, but we're just going to give them 2 attempts here, and the best time will be the set time. So then we'll be moving on to, I believe, Joshua McKenzie, and he will have 2 attempts himself to beat that. And if he doesn't, we'll move on to Chris Engelbert, and he will have 2 attempts. And basically how it works is we'll go around until someone can beat the baseline time. And if no one can, then that stacker who set the baseline time will get a point. And if somebody does beat the baseline time, then that person will be able to set the new one. And basically it goes around until there is a stacker with 2 points, and it's best stacker wins. So we're going to be starting with Tim Brown. Tim, you can set the baseline time. All right. So I believe that was a scratch. Yes, it was. All right. So second attempt for Tim. Really smooth run there. All right. 2.264. So Joshua McKenzie will have 2 attempts himself to beat that. Doesn't look like it's going to do it. So second attempt for Josh. Has a scratch there. So we'll be moving on to Chris Engelbert, and he will have 2 attempts to beat that. Ooh, I think he did it. Let's see. 2.354, very close, was not able to beat the time. All right, second attempt, Chris. Ooh. Has a few fumbles. So the first point is going to go to Tim Brown. All right, so now we're going to be going back to Tim Brown, so he will be once again setting the baseline time. So Tim, first attempt. All right, so I believe that was a clean run. Yes, it was 4.018. So he will have one more attempt to better his own time. Who has a bit of a fumble there on that down stack. 2.301 still, so not bad. Oh, sorry, 381. Sorry. All right, so now we'll be moving back to Josh McKenzie to see if he can beat the time.
Wait, what's the time?
2.381.
Oh, okay.
All right, so first attempt. Ooh. Has a fumble there. Down stack has been quite messy, so second attempt to Josh. So Josh is not able to beat that time. All right, so we'll be moving to Chris Engelbert. He is the last hope here to make sure Tim does not get the win. So 2 attempts to beat 238.1. Ooh, so that is a scratch. So second attempt here. Ooh, looks like he did beat the time, I believe. 2.289. All right, so because Chris Engelbert beat the time, he's now going to set the new baseline time. So he has 2 attempts to do that. It's always fun to set the baseline time because you can have as much freedom as you want with it. All right, so 4.822, so he has one more attempt to beat his own baseline time. All right, I believe that was clean. So the baseline time will be at 3.061, so Tim Brown will have 2 attempts to beat that. Ooh, that is a scratch. All right, second attempt for Tim Brown. Looks like he was able to pull it off. All right, 2.304. All right, so Tim now is once again able to set the new baseline time, and Josh McKenzie doesn't seem too happy about this. All right, so 2 attempts to set the baseline time for Tim Brown. Ooh. All right, 3.185. All right.
Keep that.
Josh McKenzie is praying here. Second attempt to Tim Brown. Ooh, that is a scratch. So now we're going to be moving to Josh McKenzie, who seems a bit happy that he only has to beat a 3.185. It would be quite hilarious if he doesn't beat it. So no pressure, Josh. But first attempt to Josh McKenzie, whenever he's ready. I think he was able to do it, guys. All right, 2.615. All right, so that will be the no, Josh McKenzie has 2 attempts to set his own baseline time. It's fun to have the freedom of setting the time. 4.093. All right, so second attempt to Josh McKenzie. Really smooth, 2.623. So we're moving on to Chris Engelbert, who has 2 attempts himself to beat that. Oh, that seemed like a pretty good run. 2.406. I'm sorry, Josh. All right, so now we'll be going to Chris Engelbert for 2 to set his baseline time. He has 2 attempts. Really smooth run. All right, 2.301. All right. So second attempt to Chris Engelbert, and he can really just have fun here. All right, so the new baseline time is a 2.301. We're going to move back to Tim Brown now, who has 2 attempts to beat that. And very close. All right, second attempt, Tim Brown. I think he did it. He seems happy. Yes, 2.202. All right, so we're going back to Tim Brown so he can set the baseline time. He has 2 attempts to do it. Whenever you're ready, Tim. Ooh, that's a bit of a fumble there. Josh McKenzie is really not amused right now. All right, 4.891. All right, so Tim Brown has 1 more attempt to better that time for the baseline time. Oh, once again, he scratches, so the baseline time is a 4.891. And now we're moving to Josh McKenzie, who seems quite excited to only have that to beat. So, Josh, 2 attempts whenever you're ready. If he didn't beat that. All right, so 3.080, I think it was?
3.038.
3.038, okay. So now Josh McKenzie has the freedom to set the new baseline time. All right. 3.7...
786.
786. That is the current baseline time, 3.786. He will have 1 more attempt to set a better time.
Oh, no.
Ooh. So Chris Engelbert will have to beat a very difficult 3.786. I think he did it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay. 2.595, I believe that was. So
2.541.
541. Gotcha. All right, so 2.541. So now Chris Engelbert will be setting the baseline time. It is just going round the clock here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lot of fun to watch. Ooh. All right, so 2.309. He has 1 more attempt to set a better baseline time. Ooh, I think that was good. All right, 2.280. All right, so Tim Brown will have 3 attempts to beat a 2.280. Sorry, 2 attempts. Has a slider on that, so doesn't look like that'll better the time. All right, so one more attempt to Tim Brown here. Beat a 2.280. So he doesn't do it. So now we're moving to Joshua McKenzie, who has 2 attempts to beat the 2.280.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Come on, Josh, you gotta have confidence. First attempt there is a scratch, so second attempt. Ooh. All right. So there was another point on the board, but it is for Chris Engelbert. So the competition is still rolling. So with that, I think we move on to Chris Engelbert. So Chris, you can set the next baseline time. All right. So at 2.355. All right. So he has one more attempt to better that time. Ooh. So now we'll be moving on to Tim Brown, who has 2 attempts to beat the 2.355. And it looks like he did. Really smooth first attempt, 2.192. All right. So now Tim Brown is able to set 2 more attempts for the baseline time. Really smooth run there. 2.242. So this Josh McKenzie is not happy. Second attempt for Tim.
Go, Tim!
Ooh. All right, so Josh McKenzie has 2 attempts to beat the 2.242. And come on, Josh, you can do this. We have confidence in you.
Yeah, I can do
Josh.
it.
Looks like he's having some trouble there. All right, so second attempt to Josh McKenzie.
We might finally have a series finale to this.
Ooh. All right, so looks like that's a scratch there. So we're going to move back to Chris Engelbert. It is 1 point for both of them. So if he doesn't get this, Tim will win. So it has to be 2.242. All right, first attempt. Ooh, and I think he got it. 2.221. Very close as well. All right, so Chris Engelbert will set the new baseline time. Ooh. 2.269. All right, so one more attempt for Chris to set the baseline time. All right, so now we're moving back to Tim Brown, and he will have 2 attempts to beat 2.269. First attempt is not going to do it. So he has one more attempt to beat the 2.269. And I think he did. 2.155. All right, so now we're going to have Tim Brown set the baseline time again. All right, so he has 2 more attempts to set the baseline time. Even with the fumble, really smooth attempt, 2.439. Second attempt to Tim Brown. All right. So we're going to move on to Josh McKenzie, who has 2 attempts to beat the 2.439. Doesn't look like he's going to do it. Second attempt to Josh McKenzie. Oh, so close. Has one cup fallen off. All right, so now we're moving to Chris Engelbert. Once again, the pressure is really on here. All right, 2 attempts to be 2.439. And it looks like he did. All right, 2.295, I think it was. All right, so 2 more attempts to set the baseline time for Chris Engelbert. It's the story that never ends. All right, so 4.588. Okay. So, second attempt for Chris. Looks like a much faster time there. 2.331. All right, so now we're moving on to Tim Brown. Once again, who has to be 2.331. And it looks like he did. And Josh McKenzie is not happy with that. All right, so Tim Brown, once again, will have 2 attempts to set the baseline time. Has a few fumbles there. All right, 2.495. All right, so one more attempt to better his baseline time for Tim Brown. And it looks like he did. Oh, man, he's happy. 2.084. Ooh, so Josh McKenzie will have 2 attempts to beat that, and he doesn't look very happy.
My record's 2.06.
Ooh. Well, it's time for a new record, buddy. You can do it. We believe in you.
There's a series finale approaching here.
Well, I don't think that's going to do it, seeing it's a scratch. Second attempt to Josh McKenzie.
Yellow card.
Ooh, has a fumble there. All right. So now we're moving on to Chris Engelbert, who will have 2 attempts to be 2.084. The pressure is really on here. Ooh, looked close. 2.214. All right, so Chris Engelbert has 1 more attempt to be 2.084. Ooh, so that's a scratch. So, finishing it off with 2 points. Congratulations to Tim Brown for taking the win. And congratulations to Josh and Chris for doing really well and having the run all the way in. So, thank you guys so much for watching another video from Stacking League. Make sure you're subscribed with post notifications turned on so you never miss a new video. That being said, stay tuned, stack fast, and we'll see you in the next video.